Hey everyone, welcome back. Um, Today it's a beautiful day, the sun is shining, and I was thinking, what better way to use this than to do some more stuff with the car. I never gave you the external tour of the car, so I'm going to be doing that as well today. But the plan today is to add in the 12-volt system that I wanted in the back. So I'll need to get the seats out, and I need to see if I can find a way to have the cable go from the battery into the back in the panel there that I showed you in the last video. So let me just give you a quick tour of the car on the outside, and then we'll get going with the insides. So here's the little beauty of my car. Um, it's the Smart Fortwo, and it's cute, it's small, it's very, very handy, and it basically stops right behind the uh, seats. So that is the major tour of the car and in its entirety on the outside, which is very nice. But today wasn't about the outside of the car, it was about the insides. So let me just get things in order and I'll take you along for the ride. All right, so we are in the car, we are ready. I need to remove the seats first. To be able to access like the flooring and anything, there's the camera, not there. I need to look at the correct spot. So I need to remove the seats to gain access to what is beneath the flooring. Setting up a couple of other cameras so we can get a bit of a view from multiple places, and let's get to it. All right, the seats needs to go, and that means removing the seat belt. And there's also things I need to unplug underneath, and that goes to like the connector for the seat belt, and also the airbag, which is in the side of the seat. So let me just get this out. That I'll just have a standard wrench for that. Once you get that going, you can just unscrew it with your fingers. It's no problem. Now, this does have a retaining bowl, no, a retaining shim here, and a thing to hold this like a spacer. And both of those needs to be in their place. Now we'll just need to remove this from its holder. And now for the seat itself. It's got a couple of bolts. I'll need to remove the camera or move the camera to show you. I'm going to move the seat first and bring you along for the ride. So underneath here, we have like this bolt here, same on the other side, and there are similar bolts on the back, and they are T40s that you need to remove. But before we do that, just reach underneath to disconnect the plugs here. Those two are the seatbelt holder and the airbag. So that will trip a fault in the car system. That is a fault you'll need to reset after. I'll need both hands here. There was actually a third one, so the blue and the yellow and the white, that needed to be disconnected. This is held on by like this pop thing here that I can just pull out like so. Leave that underneath there, and then it's time for the screws. It wasn't a 40, it was a 45. That is fine. Now that those two bolts are out of the way, we'll need to remove the ones in the back as well. So come with me, I'll put you in where you can see there as well. So you have one there and you'll have one there as well. And you'll need to remove those. All right, so that is done. And what remains is lifting the seat out and just making sure you don't scratch the car while you're doing it. Preferably have more ability to open your door while you're doing this. And there we are. One down, one to go, and that should be easy. Same on the other side, a bolt that keeps the seatbelt, which will be, sorry for striking the microphone, a bolt that you'll need to remove for the seatbelt, same as on the other side, and then the 4 bolts holding the seat. Let me just bring you along. Now, it'll be a lot easier for me to place you since there's no seat to get caught in. To move the seat to get to the bolt that is here, the same one as before. Just get that started. And once it's started, it's fairly easy to just unscrew with your fingers. It's not a tight bolt, and since it's inside the car, and hopefully you haven't had all those rain and stuff bother you in there, this one, let's see, there we go. Don't lose the little retaining washer that needs to stick on here. There we go. Leave that back there, and let's unscrew the bolts. Same as with the bolts on the driver's side, you'll need to remove these bolts here to get everything done. There we go. That means it's time for the rear bolts. And just like with the other ones, same wrench, just get them going, and they're fairly easy to just slide out. And that's all the four bolts holding the passenger seat as well. So let's get the seat out, and then we can see. There we go. All right. Now I've got a seatless car. I out of breath, but that's fine. Now I'll just need to see where I can get to the battery, which is underneath where you are right now, and find the best way of having that cable go through the car up here. Because that is where I want it to end up. So that's going to be cool. Now, one of the problems with this car, if you want to call it a problem, is it has a rear engine. Let me get that other camera out of the way. Move you over there. There we go. Now, because this is the engine cover. So underneath here, I can pull this up here so you'll see it from the other side, is a thing that you can open, and under there you'll find the engine. So that's the engine bay right underneath there. And that means I can't just put cables right there. So I'll need to find a way to get it underneath and around and all that. So moving some cameras around to hopefully get a few shots that are interesting while I'm doing this, searching for where I can move the cables and all of that jazz to get it over there. So let me do that. Because I know for a fact that this carpet part here stops like over here. So I can get the cable running alongside here. There are some cables here already, but that shouldn't be a problem. And that gives direct access to where the battery is. Now underneath here, I wonder if I can remove this in an easy way. There should be something I can open to get to that. There's this panel here, but I'll need a screwdriver. So let us see what we can see. I'll need to pop this off. If I, yeah. And That's got a tiny little Torx inside of it. Guessing a T20. Let's see how I fare. And I was correct. All right, so that gives me access to the cables that are underneath here. There's probably a way of unscrewing this as well. I'm not sure quite how, so I'm not going to challenge that one. But I can see that there are room underneath here, which probably means that some of the cables that I know of, oh, sorry about that. Some of the cables that I know of that comes from the battery end up here underneath the mid-console panel right there. Which means it'll be easier. Hopefully. Anyway, I'm going to store things over there because I'm not going to try to move that side too much. I would rather have access to underneath here. And with the console loose, that seems like I can do. And I can place the cables running underneath here to get it to the other side. And then it's just a matter of getting on this side and accessing underneath here, all the way up here, so I can pull it in there. That seems perfectly doable. So I think that's my plan. Yes, that should be fine. Awesome. I need to fetch some more stuff, and I'll be right back. All right, and let's see if I can adjust you a little bit before I do this stuff. Okay, we are ready to fix some cables. I'll need to be in this side because I'm going to be working on where I have my legs here. But other than that, we are good to go. I have the cables, the heavy duty cables. I also have the little thing I made to have the connector for the 12-volt system. I can show you the plug. Simple 3-pin 12-volt system. And a cute little button so I can switch the access to the 12 volts on that plug on and off. And I'll need to fetch the 12 volt from there. So let me just move you a little bit. A lot of moving of you this time, but it's fine. And let's place you about here. And I want to pull the there down so we get a little bit more shaded in here. And then let's see. You know what? I'm just going to be underneath here, underneath this carpet piece is basically the access to the battery and some more stuff underneath here. Get that out of the way. And there's this cable here that is connected to this heater, but the heater doesn't work. So I'm thinking I'll just leave the cable there. This long cable here can just go out of the way. This one, I don't know where it goes. It's a 3-pin that goes into the flooring in some of the things that go underneath the car and end up somewhere. And I don't know where yet, but that's fine. All I need access to is this, to the grounding and the positive, and get that cable all the way into the back. Easy, right? Now, I have prepared this one with pins that go for there and one pin that'll go for up there. And that's fine. And that part needs to end up here. So it's not that long of a cable I need. I just need it to be where I want it to be. So this one goes down there, and I probably will move that one like so. And this turned into a bundle. So that needs to go like here somewhere, go here, go over in the middle, over here, along the edge here. So I have many times the amount of cabling that I need, and I should really shorten it because this is quite the mess. So if I just cut this one about here, I have more than enough. Let's see, that goes about there. That one is going to be around here, over in the middle, ending up to go up here, and then here. And there's a plug right there. Cool. We are getting somewhere. So if I say that that is the amount of cable I want over there, let me just go ahead and put this underneath here to begin with, to see if that works the way I want it to work. Let's put it down flat as possible. And it cannot go in the way of that, so it needs to be there. And we're almost there already, kind of. Now, for this part, can I manage to get this loose all the way so I can get it a little bit higher up? Because here there's a bunch of cables already. Maybe I should. I can't, so no. Which means I will just, you'll have to trust me on this. Put the cable underneath here. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I want to do this like this. And then get my arm underneath here. Now this might or might not be a good idea. I have no way of knowing in advance, but my thinking is that if it's in a place where other cables are, then it should be fine, because if other cables can be there, so can mine. So yeah, that's cool. This side is secured. Let me just put that carpet there to hold it. And I will be on this side. Let's see, can you even see what I'm doing here? I think so. Yes. Cool. Now, see, way, just stay. No, you can stay there. I get this. I kind of want this panel out of the way, but I'm not sure if it's clipped on or any screws. I can't see any screws. Yes, there are one. Is that the only one? That looks like it just popped in there. But I really don't want to break it, so I am not going to try. Now, get this one just along the edge over here. And I mean, we are getting there. The cable is ending up roughly where I want it, which is good. Come here. So, we are closing in on where we want the cable, or where I want the cable. Ooh, don't fall over. Yes. So, I mean, we got the cable this far. It should be possible to sneak it up in between and up here. Yes. Oh, that's definitely possible. Can I just reach in here? Okay. Amazing. Let's see. Get that in here. On the other side of this. Squeeze that back into place. And we've got ourselves a cable. Now, the thing that I thought was going to be the hardest part of this is now done. Because getting the cable attached to the battery, sorry for my hand, getting the cable attached to the battery, that's no problem. That's easy. That's plus and minus. I know how to do that. I did not know how to remove the seats until I just quickly Googled it. It's like, oh no, there's 4 bolts and they're in this and this place. And you'll need to make sure that the, if you have airbags in it, then just make sure to have that, you should remove the power from the battery first and then remove them, otherwise you'll get an error. So I didn't, so I get an error, but I can clear that error because I have this connector thing that I can use. Cool. We are getting somewhere. Now, I will not attach the cable to the battery yet because of my own security. 12 volts in an unsecured line can do massive amounts of damage, especially from a car battery. It is extremely powerful. And not only will it drain your battery, it'll melt your cables, it can destroy your electronics, all of that. Just don't do that. That's bad. Now, what I need to do, now I'm going to be moving some cameras again. Let me just get you, because now that we've got the cable we want at from where we want it, because now this I need a hole for right here, and same with this. So I'm going to keep it on the top of this because I checked there is room up here for that. I have a visitor, a cat. No, she left. It's fine. And that's going to be connected to this with some standard connectors that I can just shove onto those. So I can disconnect and reconnect the cables and such, which is a good thing. Get this down under there. There we go. So the next step would be to get, let's see, a decent amount of cable, not too much, not too little, so that I can have this underneath here and not getting in the way of stuff and yet clipping on. So something like that. There we go. It's better when I can sit down while I'm doing this. So I'll need them to fairly long, just to make sure I have room to work with. I can get them close to each other no matter what. That's why I have the cable there. This is also a fuse, so I'm securing the system from the outside at least. Now, it's possible to make it not slip. Hopefully that's good. If not, I'll have to fix it later. It's not in a place where it can come in contact with anything that can short out, so I'm not too worried, but I should make a plan to check it after a little while to see if it's moved or anything like that. All right, so the battery's charged a little bit. I took the time to fetch some more gear that I need, like the drill bit to make the hole in that, and I've also attached two a little bit sturdier connectors for this. So basically what's left now is making the holes. So that's next, and that's going to be awesome. And just move some stuff out of the way, and let's get to it. All right, I'm ready to drill that hole, and I think, let's see, I want there is where I want the hole. So that's going to be awesome. So, I hope you're ready because I'm not, and it's going to be amazing. Oh. There we go. Permanent modification to the car done. Number one. All these files to just that is perfect. Just look at that. It's gonna look like it's supposed to be there. Now, then we also need a square hole, which is going to be a little bit more difficult to make. Let's get this out of the way. And I think I'm going to use the same drill. And I want it, let's see, the center of it to be sort of like there. And I need to make a hole, and I need to enlarge in that hole to fit the switch. Yeah. Let's get you in on the action here. So one camera is out of power. One camera, my phone, is full. So that'll have to do. All right. In the problem with storage space on the phone, battery on the camera and both battery and storage. On the 360 camera, I had to fix some things before I could continue, or basically before I could um, show you guys the result. The camera is still there, not the screen there. I'll try to remember that. So basically what I did was I continued filing down and making sure that the slot was the correct size, making sure that I could get the plug, no, the switch in and all that. And you can see the result at the back here. So let me just switch to this camera to do the talking, and then I can show you with this camera. So right about here now, I have the connector, 3-point connector right there that I can also seal up to make sure that it's secured, the switch, which is also in place, and everything looks all nice and good, which was exactly what I wanted. So now I have the plug in place. All I need to do now is all the way down there, there is a cable that I need to attach to get it to uh, connect to the battery and make sure everything is good. And I can see that the cable is almost resting on the poles there. So that was bad. But before I do anything like that, I just want to like make sure that it's okay. So I'll just connect the grounding, and then I'll connect, like not connect proper, but just attach it, and then see which position the switch is supposed to be in to turn off and on, and measure that I get the voltage out that I'm expecting and nothing has happened to the cable in the positioning of it. So that is going to be amazing. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna go get another tool, and I'll be right back to uh, check the power and everything. So cool. Yes. So basically what I'll be doing is making sure that I get ground is down there and the positive lead is in the right one here. So get in there. I get nothing here. Switch it on or off, depending. But yeah, switch it on. Nope. Is it still connected down there? It should be. Is it on the other side? There we go. Okay. So switch it off. Nothing. Switch it back on. I have power. Everything works as intended. All I got to do then is properly attach the um, cables onto the leads and the ground there. So that's going to be awesome. Let me just do that, and then I can start reassembling everything. There we go. You've got a view on me. That's good. There we go. I'm going to sit on that, and I'll need, let's see what I put down. It's like the largest tool. There we go. That one. So I just wedged them into place there. And I want a positive lead on this terminal here because I don't think I have anywhere else to. Oh, I'm not even on my microphone. There we go. I hope you heard me, but you know, what I want is the. Get this underneath here as proper as possible. As far down as it goes, perhaps you can see I'll put it there, and just in case. I'll want the positive one to be on this lead because I don't think I have another connector that I can do it to, connect it to. Let's get you a little bit more there. And obviously the ground will go onto that one. So let's see what we got here. Can we get this one? Oh, that's tight down there. Let's see. Like so. Yeah, that should be fine. And car did a lot of clicking when it got power back there. It's probably fine. Hopefully. Not the most comfortable position to be doing this in. Not bad, it's tight. Now all I need is to connect the ground or the negative to the connector down here. Basically, it's just connected to the chassis itself, so that should be completely fine. To figure out dimensions for this one. No. Let's see. Final bolts. So, well, get the flap up here, and this is uncomfortable. Seats over. There we go. do. There we go, and fasten properly. Let's see, come on. Come on. There we go. One more. There we go. That one's done. Oh, this is uncomfortable. I'm kind of lying across the seats over the handbrake, and it's not very comfortable. There we go. And one more. So yeah, I drained the battery in the 360 camera again, so that was apparently not that charged. And the phone is full again. So I couldn't record everything. You just missed a couple of bolts and me reattaching the cables underneath for the seatbelt connector, the person in the seat sensor, I guess, and the airbags. So that's all. Basically, you missed. Everything is back in place. Seats are in their place and well, well fastened. So that is cool. And yeah. Now I just have a small mess to clean up. But you don't have to join me in that part. So getting in here so I can actually see properly. Awesome. This has been fun. I loved working on this project together with you. And that's it. So thanks for watching. This was a long one, and I hope it was interesting. I'll return when I have more stuff like the solar panel that I need to set up and fix and everything. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.